Kaseng Congress mentaka janmit kalapan benai ki kertong ki banyak kun ya ki election MP. Nasional seat kaseng kalapan yang yu MP bermenta uba Vincent Pala, bat natura seat kalapan yang da usaleng sangma. Hakani kesengi ke parti kalapan senguru ya ki Treikam jongka ki balong ke jing aikam Ryngkat ke training ne job apprentice ke balong prahajar sanspa shibenai. Kajing penbahai ya ke rukom jong ki nong belas ngi, ban pelut 10,000 klur ha ka ba kersha ni kinong sang kam la jong ban pendunai ke jing lai tu jong ki jing kali ha ki competitive exam kum ban chupan kan ma ba ha ki ni kisan snam baladab handu sapoi sin ki jing kali ki lalat tu ban penstat ye ke jing thung kam ha ki post ki balad.
These are the commitments in which we are willing to go through, and we will ensure that if the Congress is in power and if the Congress gets a chance to at least do a few things, there are 5 points in which they had given the commitment, and these are particularly very relevant for our society, I think especially for Meghalaya. If we look at the first one in which they had said, what strikes us most is this gig economy. Economy basically is an unorganized economy in which daily wage laborers, so-called as Nombalasni in Meghalaya, which is highly prevalent. What the Congress is committed is that in few places like Karnataka and in Telangana for that matter, they had come up with these insurance plans for them, whereby a 2 lakh insurance plan, health insurance, a 2 lakh accident insurance is already there. There's also a health insurance of around 10 lakhs in fact in Telangana, in which the government has already started work, and they have got good traction, so which they feel as if in the rest of the country as well, we need to have a social security kind of a program in which the gig workers or the daily wage laborers or the non-balasni are protected in every way possible to ensure that at least they have a decent, a better life, a better quality of life, a way in which they can lead their day-to-day lives. And that is one of the promises in which the Congress has done. The second promise in which we are trying to at least tell people is that a lot of graduates, when they finish their schooling or they finish their education, especially in this economy of ours here, when they start looking for jobs, you will notice that they are very much underpaid. So a lot of kids, when they start going for their first job, they get a salary as meager as, let's say, 3,000 rupees or 4,000 rupees by some of the business houses and so on and so forth, which I feel is not even subsistence. And in many cases, there are a lot of families who says that, okay, since it's the first job, they'll get experience in doing it. But if you look at the ground reality is that it should not be the case. So what the government or what the Congress is trying to do now is that we are trying to ensure that whenever a graduate or somebody goes looking for a job, they will get this apprenticeship in which we are committed, and we say that for the first year of working, we committed to ensure that whether it's a private or public sector, even as an apprentice, everybody will be paid 8,500 per month, which translates to 1 lakh of rupees in the first year. What will happen is that it creates this buffer to ensure that once these people finish the apprenticeship and they actually do the actual work, then it is required for the employer to ensure that the payment is at that level. So that will at least, the minimum level should start with such a thing. And I think that's a very, very good step in which we need to start looking very seriously, because these two things, especially the gig workers and the fresh graduates who are starting to work, require such help. And I believe that the Congress is very committed in these. Okay? Now the third, we want to run programs for entrepreneurship, there's no denying, but we are committed to spend 10,000 crores of funds on this, and that's a commitment from the central. And this will ensure that we'll ensure that this fund will continue to go to the grassroots level. When I say grassroots level, we're talking about even the nooks and corners, the villages and so on and so forth. So if there's an entrepreneur who's coming up from a small village somewhere, maybe he's making only a moda, or he's making some musical equipments or something, whatever that they do, but that they feel that they are entitled to get some help from the government, the Congress is willing to help that grassroots level. It should not just be on the surface. It should not just be elitist in nature. So that's the third commitment that we're talking about. The fourth commitment that the government, that at least the Congress is saying, is that we will ensure that the paper leaks, especially in competitive exams, is drastically reduced. If we look at statistics alone, just the last 5 years, there had been 41 paper leaks across the country and across 15 states too. The other thing is government jobs. See, if you look at from a central government job point of view, there are so many jobs that are still lying vacant, whether it's in the state or the center. Just to give an example, in health services alone, there just in Anganwadi, there are 176,000 jobs that are lying vacant in India today. And believe it or not, this will translate even to places like Meghalaya. When you look at, just to give you primary education, there are more primary schools, there are 8,37,000 jobs that are lying vacant. When you look at things like, let's look at banks, okay? Public sector banks, there's around 2 lakhs public sector banks job vacancies that are lying today. So these are the kind of commitments in which I think from a Congress point of view is saying that these jobs needs to be addressed fast. They can't be lying vacant for too long. And we've taken a commitment that 30 lakhs jobs will be given in as quick as possible and ensure that as many people get these jobs in as fast as possible to ensure that we address the unemployment that is very, very high in this country, especially in Meghalaya. If you look at it, the unemployment amongst the well-educated, I would say, the graduates and above, is quite high. It's more than 20%.